Hi everyone, how are you doing? Did you do your garden work? All right, so make sure you post your videos. Show your work, start with the preparation, what you already prepared and put on a side, right, for your garden work, so that counts. So during your work, you also make short videos, not too long as I'm doing because I'm also explaining, right? I'm also organizing our rules and guidance, how to do it. But show your work and show the completion, right? When you complete everything, and also show that you clean up everything, such as the floor, if the floor was cement, right? You didn't leave anything behind. And also your harvest, okay? So you get points for all this and count how many sprouts, how many little trays you have, right? So it depends if you are on your family own food or if you are in a community food, you're gonna fill up different piece app points, right? Okay. So show your harvest too, and we go from there. Here's a few updates from our garden. Here it is. Hi everyone, how you doing? Okay, so I'm checking all the trays we got. You know, and back there I'm putting some taller ones. Check, clean. All right. So if you don't have a hose yet to wash them inside and out, right, to make sure there's no bugs, no gnats, no ants, nothing. What you can do? You can get a few weeds and slide them around like that, you know. But it's important to don't have any dirt on them. Okay, so on the back, you can do it with your hand, or you can get some grass if you have, right? Or the little towel, you know, the mini towel, you know, you can rinse them, a tiny bucket, rinse, keep doing, gently, because they have to last for a few decades, right? Hopefully 40 years or so, right? So, because they're nursery, they're not going to take too much sun, right? So they take sun when it's needed, and then you can put them away. They will grow up. They're gonna go to the proper beds, right? Some of them can be grown inside the nursery where it's too hot or where it's too cold. Okay, so let's do the best we can. The other thing, when you slide and press, remember I show you, slide, press, slide, press. I'm doing just with one hand, but you're gonna do it too. And you can use already the little fabric here on the top to avoid any gnats, any bugs, ants, anything, right? Okay, don't do it too much towards the top, because the top, it's always more dried out than from 2 centimeters or so going down. It's better. So you're gonna press a little here, the center, but not on the top, okay? So it will last forever, you know, for many years, once that part is more dried out. Okay, so keep checking. I'm doing 2 for each. You can do the same. You know, most of my containers have 2 in each, right? Do the same, all right? And put them as they can already go. Try to have a different variety. So I did a lot cilantro and tomato, like this one here. Did a lot of that. You know, you can put arugula and cilantro, or whichever it is. Try to get 2 different plants close by, because you're gonna plant them at the garden together, you know, or cut them before use, because they're gonna have both root system, right? And when you can, the most as possible, get your spoon when they're too close, like this one here. Get your spoon, take out some dirt here first, right? A little bit, like 2 centimeters or so, right? I don't have can't hold the spoon right now, but anyways, and then you're gonna press and slide further away. Not too close to the edge, because this type of containers might be not so healthy, right? So just do the best you can, keep going, all right? And make a hole, put the fertilizer you need, right? For carbon or for nitrogen, and keep going. We see you soon. Hi everyone, how you doing? Any paper, got so much extra paper from someone, so I cut around, you know, put the rest to recycle, because a lot of advertisements. So good paper is just blue ink. I think it's fine too. Put on the bottom, and with time gonna bleach. and any white paper you have, okay, as soon as it's not those bad ink, okay. So get organized, get ready, and Saturday you're ready to put them in, okay. All right, you're doing really great. So you always have nitrogen sources, everything that's green, and also carbon sources, everything that's brown. That's a basic, very simple guideline. Okay, get ready, we'll see you soon. So we don't have here yet the hoses installed, you know, they block the faucets they have. But anyways, we keep going. You have to be strong. Don't get upset with anything. It's forbidden to get upset. All right, so what we're gonna do, we have the water here, right? And I got some larger containers there to put our coffee grounds. The coffee grounds are there. So I have this board that I use every week. And I make a stand right here on this cart. That's what I have. If you have wood, already make a proper 2 stands with board on the top, okay? All right, get ready, get organized. Let's do it, my friends. Okay, the other thing that can happen, you see dry leaves sometimes fall down, okay, and then they are covered by dirt. Oh, sorry, they fall down. It happens sometimes with collards, and it can happen with other. And then when you water them, this get covered, and avoid, you see that the dry leaves get covered there, and avoid the plant to grow, you see. So you have to make sure, you know, someone from the family that have good nail on that day, or with scissors, to cut out those dead ones, okay. So you come here and you pinch really good, right, and take out to avoid the plant to be stuck. It happens sometimes to the kale, so you have to make sure. And if you have a damaged leaf, if you don't have enough, keep it there, you know, because they need 2 till 4, okay. And if they're grown, a bit more grown, then it's okay. You can come and pinch them, you know, if someone got a good nail, right? And then they can cut right that day afterwards, right? Okay, so we have to cut our nails what? By the 5th and 15th or 16th of each month, right? So on Saturdays, you know, make sure, you know, you get your scissors or someone good nail, depending on Saturdays. All right, so the other thing is when you press on the sides, right, you have to see. Someone you just, sometimes you can leave like that. Sometimes you have to come and make sure they're okay, right? Because you need to give space at the root system. So you have to press, keep pressing. Every week you press a little bit and touch up a little bit, right? And for big containers, as soon as you can handle, right, to do the same. All right, keep going. So I got something here, you see? Keep it there because I just have 2 leaves, right? So they need, and if they already have 4, if one is really bad like this one, and then you can pinch. But in this case, a half is still green, so it can still keep it. For me, it will be, because this is already not a good leaf here. See this one? So keep your leaves the best as possible. They can have oxygen, right? They can breathe. Okay, all right, until they're stronger. And then after, such as here, the cilantro, right, you can come and pinch the leaves that are already dead. You see here, you can pinch the first leaves and leave only the true leaves, right? The true leaves. Okay, so keep checking everything and clean. Slide whichever you have plenty. If you don't have water, you can use the grass. If you don't have grass, you can use the sand, such as people in a desert land. They can slide the sand around to clean it, okay? And these little towels will be also good as well as an option. Rinse in the same, a little bit of water will do for everyone. You know, if you get the tray just to get the excess, do it very gently, such as like that. Do it very gently, just for the very excess of it. Everything else, you're gonna do one of these ways, with the hose, or with sand, or with grass, right? Whichever you have, or the little towel. You can use also the little towel. We have 4 options. Use the one that you have the most, right? So, or the easiest one. If you have different options, use the easiest ones, of course. Okay, but don't use too much pressure on those trays because they have to last forever. All right, keep going and get ready. Okay, the other thing is that if you have too much, just do it with your fingers. Slide over, right? And take all the excess first before you slide anything, you know? Unless you have water, because then you can rinse. Don't use the hose with too much pressure because you don't want those trays to crack, right? They need to be very useful for 20 or 40 years. So let's really do the best we can with the ones that already exist and the new ones we're gonna make, okay? So all of them can have 10. The main thing is that the tray is gonna be compact, you see, because they have some trays of 10 that are for larger pots. We don't need that, and they are longer. We don't need. We need this that is very compact and straight, okay? All right, and we're just gonna have a number on each, right? To have an idea for community or for the family to have an idea, each tray, so they know, oh, this tray number this or number that, have this or that plant, okay? All right, so here are more tips for all of us. All right, the other thing is that you see these staples here, because people put labels on the other side, it's forbidden. Okay, those that are already done, and you take them out because you're gonna slide the fabric there, something there for months and months. So take them out really carefully. So for those that are already there, so they won't be damaged. Okay, all right. So we're gonna use them for long time. Very good. All right, my friends, so here we are. You can also slide your fingers everywhere, and on places like on these corners that is hard, you can slide the grass if you have plenty of them, or you can slide your towel, right? Whichever you have handy, you can use, okay? All right, and or the water hose, you know, but we need to clean those corners, so you sure won't have webs and things we already talked about. All right, and that's Sal in blue there in the back and his friends playing around a little bit. So it's very important for us to stop always at even hours, 10 minutes before. Stop everything and play. Make sure you don't have anything valuable. Nobody gonna steal anything, right? Such as I bring my laptop here, so Salo won't be playing inside the house and he's here outside playing with us. All right, let's get ready, everyone. Make sure you have plenty of sun and trim the trees that are needed. Okay, we see you soon. Remember, you aerate in the center when you press it, right? You press the center, okay. On the top, you have to come and do with the spoon. And you use the opportunity when you're adding something like that I showed the other day, right? Or when you add a new sprout, right? Okay, so you leave around the plant without touching, but everything else you move around, make sure to aerate the soil, move the soil around, okay? So if there are more bacteria in one side, not the other, they're gonna be spreading around. And when the plant has four true leaves or so, like this one, you know, you can pinch one. If they have really four, in this case I have 4, but one is really little, so and then you pinch 2, okay? But if they have just 3, leave one, pinch the other on the next day. Or if a rabbit ate, you know, so all those I'm adding a second plant, okay? All of those here I'm adding, all right? Okay, so remember, you are in charge as a family or as a community to make a plan before Saturday. What is needed, who gonna do who, you know? So if you're doing as your family, you're in charge to make your proper plan. Check them on Friday or Thursday, you know, and see which ones died or which ones the rabbits ate, or you know how many you have alive, or which ones you're gonna transplant. Check your sprouts, you know, and make sure which ones you're gonna eat, which ones you're gonna replant. You are in charge of those things. We have basic rules and guidelines, and you're in charge to do everything else, you know. Same as for the water to drink, for the playing with the kids. What you're gonna play, who gonna play, which family's gonna play together, what time. So you have who gonna lead the game, so you have to be organized ahead of time, okay? Great. And for families that do not have elders yet, they have to check their plants themselves on Wednesday. Do it quick, at least for 20 minutes, see what they need, if they're doing okay. If they need sun, you have to check that on Saturday and Sunday. Not during the week because everybody's going to be studying, working, not at home. All right? Okay, for a best location for your plants because they need sun. That's the most basic thing. All right? And they need greens and browns, as I already told you. You see, so I already cut during the week paper here to put in some of the plants. That's a brown content, right? You're going to produce carbon. So you have to be organized, and green's going to produce nitrogen. So get organized, get ready, check your plants. All right, you're doing really great. Get ready. All right, the other thing, when you get in your sprouts, so he was all bulky like that. So I'm getting the center because they were the tallest. So you have someone from the family already checking the ones that have most root system, you see, to be planted. Because some of them, they're tall on the top, you see, so you're going to see, what they have. They have a long one. The best is the ones that have a different roots, like this one, right? So choose the best ones. The other ones you can eat or, put it here so you can use after. But you can eat because after taking them out, unless you have a plant or space, plant them all, of course, right? Okay, make sure you have plenty of sun because without sun, nothing works. And always take out any seed from the top, for the plant to really work, okay? And grow. All right, doing great. Okay, my friends, so on this tray of 10, you can carry 6 if you're going to hold right here at the center, okay? And of course, if they're not too heavy. On this case, the soil is just a little, some of them is not even very wet, all right? So you can carry that right on the center so they won't crack, all right? So it's very important. The other thing is that look always your seedlings. You're gonna need a place, right? A tray is good, like a plastic tray, right? For them to dump, and a child gonna be putting a round lid with color, for example, the ones that are ready, okay? Have a plastic. Avoid the wood because it will suck away the moisture. So you can have a little plastic lid. The child will, because when it's in the water, look, you can see if they have a big root system or not. And separate on the sides the one without root system or very poor root system for some reason, right? Like this one. So you separate to eat, okay? Make sure you give value to everything because the children are going to be seen, okay? So just teach them. Can you see there how many? Look, very good root system. So you're going to choose the best ones to plant and the least ones to be eaten at your salad, right? Value all of them. They're very important. Every seed, everything. So if you have something like this, I just took it out, the seed that doesn't come out, doesn't sprout, just cut them off because they won't grow anymore, right? If leaves didn't come. If they're on the top of the plant, then it's okay. You take it out. But if leaves didn't come for 1 week or so, right? It's because they won't grow anymore. All right, get ready and let's get going. Look online for everything you need, such as how to make cuttings from fruit trees or, how to make anything you need. Look online, right? So you're prepared, you're well prepared. Look online for those videos until we have our own organization videos ready. Okay, for the other thing, you are in charge of the materials you have. So if you leave scissors outside, the cell phone, always put on your pocket. The parents can have one pocket each. All the other pockets going to be sewn. For kids, for teens, they don't need pockets, all right? But the adults will have a pocket for their cards, right? And for their cell phone when they need, okay? So the idea is that everyone gonna have self, and all the married adults gonna have a self for 2 years to study, to check things, to improve, right? And after that, only the team leaders will have, the department directors, and maybe it depends how big they are, maybe just just department directors for every community that's already organized. All right, get ready and gather everything you can from your neighborhood, such as coffee grounds, paper, things from the garden, right, from your neighborhood. Just use it, right, in a sustainable way, okay? All right, so get ready. We see you soon. Doing really great. Other thing, always keep your water bottles in a shade to avoid get chemicals to it, right? So if you have one of them to drink water that's very clean, it's okay, but never put on a mouth, so you don't have to wash the whole thing, right? You can almost touch, but don't really touch, even that's on your family. So get one, all right? Stabs, if you have 4 or 6, that's okay. No more than 6 is needed. You can go and get some more. All right, and as soon as you have your faucet at your building, right, you don't need those containers anymore, right? And always wet your plants on Friday really well, because you're going to be checking during the week, every other day or every day, depends on your needs, how hot it is, right? But make sure you water all of them really well a day before, Friday. Why? Because so you can work with them easily, right? To transplant them, whichever it is, right? So if you have 2 different types of plants, so have 2 trays for the seeds, as I showed before, right? Have 2, so you won't mix them, right? So the children will be putting, they can even put them together on this little plastic lid or something, right? To select the best ones. But you need some water, right, to keep them good for those 2 hours, whichever you're working with them. All right? Okay? And the other thing, always keep 4 leaves. If they are true leaves or not yet, if they're sprout leaves, right? So keep 4 before you pinch them, okay? If they look good, of course. If they're still green or a half green, because it's gonna be important for the plant to make photosynthesis, all right? Okay, we're doing really great. Here we are. So make a little hose, right? And slide your little pieces all the way in the bottom, because if they have any chemicals in it, you see? So they will be fine by the time the plants, if you need, you use what you have, okay? And if you have cardboard, all right? So tuck them in like that. Shall we do one more? Here, get a little bit more. And then here, right? Make another hole here, whichever is needed. Because we need to use the containers and always check what that soil needs, what the plants you just plant need. So they're very good, they have a lot of greens, they have good root system, yeah, so they're fine. Use the materials you have, green or brown materials, to the ones you just took it out, right? The empty containers, right? That didn't seem good. You need something added to it, all right? Okay, so keep going and keep planting, all right? So that's very important. The other thing, you are in charge to know where you're gonna play. Everyone exhausted, it's okay, go under a tree and play a game. What type of game you can play? Plan ahead. The parents in charge of that week, always 2 different families, gonna be in charge, right? Every 8 families or so, right? 2 couples be in charge, something like that, right? So you can ask, how many total sprouts we have from last week? How many total trays of seedlings we have from last week? Things that will be easy for them to remember. The person that is planning have the little questions and answers, right, on a little piece of paper or memorized, right? Okay, something like that. And if they have a lot of energy, if it's cloudy, right, what you're gonna do? You can play, run around. If you need more sun, play on a sun. If you need more shade, play on a shade. plan ahead according to your reality, because we have many different realities in our plan. We have people living in the woods and people living in the deserts, okay? All right, the main thing is to be strong and healthy. Also, according to your own family needs. For example, some people might need more sun, such as some elders or people that just arrived, white people from very cold regions. And some are already taking a lot of sun, such as natives, right, from different backgrounds. Okay, so you're going to also plan ahead. So the group that need more sun, the group that need less sun, right? Okay, because every community already going to have different people of all those races, different races. Okay, and they have different backgrounds. Doesn't matter which color they are. Some white people might be taking sun every day, and or not. And some black people might be taking sun every day or not. Okay? All right. So as soon as you have your good plan, you're fine. So I think I already said, right? Yes. Always water your plants every Friday. The other thing you have to plan is, a location, a shady location to put the sprouts you just transplanted. You're going to work at the sun, or you already have a lot of sun during the week. So you have to get organized with those things, okay? As soon as you have your soil already moisture, that's the main thing, okay? So it will be easier and won't have the sprouts to dry out, So Griffin watered them. So this tray, you see, he didn't water so well. So it's very important, okay? And if you already know which plants you're going to transplant on set, so on a Wednesday, you come, aerate a little bit, right? And you can also prepare them for the following week. Slide them ahead. Remember we did last week? Slide them over. So you're going to cut through the seeds. That's the best way, because they already have seeds. So cut through and slide them. But of course, when the soil is wet. Okay? So get organized for everything. Have a good plan for playtime. Put your alarm. It's forbidden for children and teens to get your cell phone. If you're teaching them something, how to do something, right? How to plant, how to collect, how to transplant. Okay, you hold the cell phone with them on the side. That's okay. So everyone gonna learn, right? That is fine. But they do not hold the cell phone at any time, unless it's for pictures, remember? Because you need videos and pictures of the adults and the other children. So you get one of them to make the videos or the picture and give to you right away. All right, you're doing really great. We'll see you soon. Oh, the other update is for the trays. So those that are already made are going to be used whichever countries they are. But those that are not made are going to be thicker, right? Thicker, not so thin like that. Will be a little stronger, so they won't crack on the side. This I got from a sunny location that was there for quite a few years. But make sure the producers will make them thicker. All right, very good. Let's get ready. The other thing for playtime, they have to focus. What you plan needs to be fun for them and also for the adults, right? As I said, in a shade or in the sun. So you're going to plan ahead. If you need more sun, you're going to be transplanting your things at the sun and play at the shade for those 10 minutes. Okay? All right. Really great. Get ready. Other thing is, when you transplant them, you already need to make an agreement with the other families where each family gonna place their sprouts, for 1 or 2 days. Depends how hot it is on the shady area. So where that will be. So if it's close to trees where the kids play, so make sure it's not too close. You have to think about all that. Make a plan, talk to your family, text your neighbors, right? You're going to have a group of your neighbors. So every 8 or 10 families is a group. They're going to work together, right? So from houses, from apartments, from hotels, right? Until for these first 2 years, that's how we're going to do. Because then people are going to start moving from houses first and then moving from small apartments, right? And getting together. All right, so after transplant, you're going to spray only. so you won't have any sprout falling down. Okay, so you water on Friday, remember, and then you transplant everything. Okay, but then you only gonna spray. Every family gonna have their own materials, on scissors, on spray, right? Okay, and then in the future, in our proper places, we're gonna have the scissors attached to the wall. But for now, these first few months, maybe 2 months or so, right, we don't have that, you know, so everyone gonna have their own scissors, cannot be pointy, and things like that. All right? Okay, we're doing really great. Also, every family is in charge to get their own brown and green materials, right? Unless you got a donation, then you share with everyone. But if you did not get a donation, every family gonna take care of self first. So I got all this coffee here. I brought from the coffee store, you know, so it's there for a little bit. Now we're gonna put inside with a lot of paper mixed and other things mixed and start using until the middle of these big containers, right? Because we can compost. I don't have much peelings from the kitchen, so you use what you have, all right? You can also use good grass, right? If it's not bad one, you know, they're not the pinchy ones, right? Because some are pinching at the seed they have, right? And some are they have the thorns, I mean, at the seeds. And some have thorns at their stem. So you have to see around, okay? But you can use also good leaves as green material, right? Whichever is good, you can use. All right. We're doing really great. Get ready. And also for the edible plants, you know, look around. If you see dandelions and others, you know, according to your location, so you can eat. Instead of eating your own sprouts that you already plant, if you have that at the location, yes, eat the most you can before you move. So you have to think. You need a meeting every day after dinner to talk about all these things, right? And you're gonna walk on the neighborhood. So when are you moving? So the idea is now, because if you have a flat house, you're gonna move now, right away, right? If you have a 2-bedroom apartment, you're gonna move afterwards. Or stay right there, depends on the location. If it's already close to the beach or it's in the middle of the continents, right? So you have to talk and search, If a teen is searching something that's important, it's your day to cook, for example, then it's okay, but they're right beside you, okay? Right beside you, sit in a chair right there, not far away, not at their bed, not at the living room. So you have to make all these really organized. The other thing is for plants. If you just never went outside, or if you just moved to a new area, so what type of plants you have, right? What you can use as greens, what you can use as browns, right? Which ones have thorns, which ones are harmful, right? So you are in charge to see what creatures they have, right? If they have snakes or not, if they have ants or not, what they have, okay? All right, so you are in charge of all these things, everything we give, but it's for you to do your own work. Afterwards, you're going to have at the Peace app the things you have to check for all these things. Did you check your neighborhood? What type of harmful plants, harmful animals, right? So, and then you're going to check. Depend on what the answer you gave, you know, you're going to have all the following questions really tiny, right? Not excluded, because you can still read them to make sure, right? You can, you know. And some questions going to be every single week, and you have to do it until the end of Sunday, until Sunday, 8 o'clock, right? It's the time you put the children to sleep, 10 to 8. You cannot do homework anymore. You have to do during the day. So instead of going to a faraway park, what you're going to do? You're going to go to a park that is close by, or you're going to play at your own pool, or walk around, do a picnic outside. All these things count. As soon as something very different, it counts. So if you never ate outside, you can eat outside, breakfast outside. All these things count, okay? For Sunday, for the first 6 months, okay? So you don't have to go far away. Play games count, right? As soon as something different, okay? But the picnic, it's something really different because you have to play anyways every day, right? 10 or 20 minutes. Okay? All right. So get ready, get organized, do your homework, use the materials, the green and the brown materials you already have. That's easy to remember. And with time, you're going to learn more. So for example, if you're going to add banana peelings, or if you're going to add, depends of the sprouts, you're going to add citrus peelings. Okay, so you're going to learn. You're going to be learning about them. And then, of course, if they are okay to match, you're going to match them. But if you're going to have the citrus sprouts in one side and the other one that need more regular, right? A more regular pH on the other side. You can do that too. All right, so as you're going to be learning more, you're going to get points, more points for things that you're going to do. Okay? All right, you're doing really great. We'll see you soon. All right, the other thing is that every community going to have a share of seeds and a share of plants, such as mint, everything that can be many herbs, right? Thyme, rosemary, many herbs that can, the community is going to use the cuttings, not cook them or not to use them fresh. So everyone gonna have, and then when you have a good amount of it, and then you start eating. How you gonna start eating? So you're gonna start eating like this. For example, here's a sage, right? Get one leaf here, leaf there, while you wait for them to grow strong, right? Because if you eat everything, then you have none. I'm exaggerating, by the way, but anyways, you understood what I'm saying. So as the cutting you can form, organize, right? Will be better for you on these first 6 months, right? To have many strong plants first. And then for the kids to get used and to give value to it, you're just gonna get a little leaf, right? With your nail, pinch someone from your family, gonna have a good nail, just a thumb, right? And then you're gonna pinch and get a feel and give value to it. Say, look, wow, and then you're gonna say the nutrients they have. It's another game. So when you are playing sitting down games, right, to rest or to take more sun, right, you are going to ask questions like that. What nutrients arugula has, spinach or sage or cilantro, right? Which nutrients they have. Okay, the other thing, if you see the sky that's too cloudy, such as over there, you need more sun. So what you're going to do, you're going to get these 10 families and pray. And pray. We say 8 or 10 families. Why is that? Because it's one building. Here, for example, there's 8 apartments there, 8 apartments. So this community I live, it's all with 8 apartments, okay? And you're going to have 8 or 10 because some people are going to be moving, some still there, right? You're going to talk to your community and make an agreement. What will be better? Right? Okay, 10. All right, 10, but maybe 2 families already left that week. Okay? All right. So you're going to pray for them to go away if you need more sun. If you need the opposite way, such as for desert, you're going to start praying every single day in the morning, before after breakfast, and in the evening, before after dinner. After dinner will be better, right? Together, hold hands together in faith. Some people from churches, they hold hands and they pray really strong. That's what we need to do. So it can rain. We have to learn those things. People in the desert need to learn how to bring, or semi-arid lands, need to bring the rain at night. So start bringing the clouds, and then everyone is inside, rain, you can come. So we're going to do this with prayers. With prayers, my friend, because there are people know how to do. Everyone needs to learn how to do it. All right? Okay, we're doing really great. And make sure you never take too many, right, from your main tray. Whichever you're doing, get a few here, a few there, right? A few. So you have room. The tallest ones, right? The tallest ones, okay? The side ones you have to see because sometimes they are tall, but they curve a little bit this way. They curve, they seem shorter, but sometimes it's because they're curved. They didn't have room to grow straight, so they're growing. So all these things you have to pay attention and with time learn, okay? With time practice, get used to. All right, so if you have a tray that you already took the main sprouts from it, but you still have room, plant something there. They didn't grow the whole 2 weeks plant, so one here, one there, right? Not too close because they are ready good to be transplanted as soon as you have containers, right? Those 10 centimeters container. And remember, you have a chance, always already pinch the center, okay? Because you're gonna transplant them, pinch straight without touching them too close, because they will already, stay on that location, right? Okay? You don't have to do that. But sometimes it's useful because they're gonna get adjusted already to the roots they already have, instead of suddenly you cut them and transplant. Because here, you're not touching much, you're just cutting the roots. So it might be worth it instead of cutting and transplanting on the same day. So get them ready the best as possible for the following week. Remember this one? I already put, separate the best I could that day, but was already getting late. I didn't do with all of them, but some I already separate. So just do the best you can, get it ready, and get it done. All right, we see you soon. Take care. Okay, so the other thing is your compost, right? So the way I do it, I close the lid gently, and every day I have a little look, right? So they won't pop up. So they're not really pressed. They're not, they're just on the top. But if you have ants or mosquitoes, then you have to close it and really open every day. All right, I never put them on a fridge unless it's really needed, right? If you have mosquitoes or ants or anything coming into your house, and then of course you have to figure out, move the location, bring them outside, or put in a fridge if you're in a hurry, okay? But remember, when you put them in a fridge for too long, if it's not just an hour or so, the bacteria is gonna die. So you need bacteria. You see the water here? It's all brown. So we're gonna do that. All right. And you're gonna also put the seasoning, because we cannot keep seasoning. The only one you can keep is garlic for up to what? Let's say 2 months, right? Garlic seasoning with or without salt. You bring the garlic to your community, but you cannot bring anything that is brown or green. So to avoid people, and you cannot keep anyways. On the 2 days cleanup, as soon as you have this clubhouse, right? This restaurant area, right? A meeting room. It's mandatory to bring the garlic, don't have anything. And for the seasoning, you have to clean up during the 2 days cleanup. All right, so I put my seasoning here, okay? And you mix, right? I even put some fish bones, I'm gonna show you afterwards, not the spiky ones. And I put eggs. So if you boil your eggs, they won't have bacteria, but they will be good for your compost. Just cut them in small, right? Okay, so you have that. If you have sprouts, avoid putting if they are too bubbly, right? If they have too much bacteria, you dilute a little bit and put in your sprouts. But if they're stronger, you can go ahead and put on established plants. If they are way too strong, then you have to dilute anyways and water them all. All right? Okay, so use your compost in a smart way. If you need, put a little piece of egg there, raw egg, to create bacteria, because you want them bubbling. And mix. Every day, a child can do a teen, anyone can do that. Mix a little bit, right? But remember, of course, if you have citrus, you're not going to have bacteria, right? Unless it's just a tiny bit and a lot of bacteria. So make sure you have your 2 containers separately, always looking exactly the same. This is a great one, because if needed, you press, right? It's closed and you can open, right? And if it's too much bacteria, you can already bring outside on the top of a counter. Do not leave on the floor to avoid rodents or even cockroaches or anything like that. Keep on the top, okay? That every 10 families is gonna have a stand, such as a picnic table, all right? Okay, or boards, or make a frame, right? And afterwards they can use those wood, right? So if someone got a table, a plastic table, plastic chairs. All right, where the elders can work, or people that have problems, they need sun. That's the first thing. Everyone with problems needs sun. So if you have elders or people with bone problems or cartilage problems on their knees, whichever it is, they need sun. That's the main thing. They need sun, work out, of course, eat salads and everything we already talked about. Okay, you can slide a chair right here so they can work. So here, the main area is the couple, for example, right? So you can have two elders right here, one beside the other. You can have two children here sorting out the sprouts, okay? All right. The other thing is that I said you always try, when you're working on a tray in front of you, you try the top first, right? Because it's going to take more far away, and then you work with those close by, from left to the right, right? To have consistency. So your spouse always going to know what you're doing, your children, your teens, your own parents, right? Going to know what you're doing. You have consistency. For what we already said, you're going to use that way, from left to the right, keep going, okay? And if you have just a few pots, like I had earlier here today, right? You're going to work the same way. So the sprouts, where they're going to be, where's the best for you, right? So who going to be sorting up? Okay, because maybe the children going to be cleaning the trays, or the elders going to be cleaning the trays, and the children help with the sprouts. So those tiny details you have to see according to your reality. How old are those children? How old are those elders? Who needs the sun? Who needs the shade? So you're going to make two groups. If some people take a lot of sun already, others don't, you can work close by, all right? So make any adjustment needed and get ready. And always have one person in charge of the camera that won't have the hands wet, right? They can work with dry things. They have to still working. So we can see the process. You see how I'm doing here? I'm explaining. Many things won't be like that. But you're going to make these short videos. All right, so here's your compost. All right, so you're going to show what's your compost. Every Wednesday, you get more points if you don't Wednesday. But on Saturday, it's mandatory. Show your compost. The acidic one and the good pH one, the neutral one, right? Okay, show them. We didn't have orange this week, so that's why. But anyways, and we didn't have much of things. You know, every tiny salad we had, we ate. Okay, so you're going to show, all right? Going to show what you have, and that person going to be ready. Okay, as soon as right in front of you, can be a teen or can be a grandparent, right? If you don't have teens, going to be grandparents or child, an older child. If you don't have, going to be your spouse, right? Because children until 7 years old never ever touch the cell phone. You're going to ask for a neighbor to do it, right? A little bit for the couple to be shown if you don't have grandparents living with you yet. All right? Okay, you're doing really great. And then you're going to show. Look, it's bubbling. Before you mix, oh, it's bubbling. No, it's not bubbling. We have to do better. You know, and you already know the ideas. You can have to make that become really neutral with a lot of bacteria, right? And keep talking to the children. Look, you cannot see, but it's a bunch of tiny bugs there and things like that. Some elders maybe not even know. You know, some people work in offices their whole life, right? Okay, oh, this is acidic. It's not having much bubbles and this and that. Which plants? So that's another game you can do when you're sitting down. Which plants like acidic? Which plants like neutral composting? Okay? All right, so we're not keeping compost for forever, right? We're going to be using them over and over, and I already put them in. The brown or the green, already put them in. Have a little bit, already put them in. Have a little bit, put them in. The only thing you cannot put in are the plants that are not authorized, such as bad weeds. But if they're good weeds, they're fine. They don't need to be burned, right? And have a lot of heat, okay? That's separate, you know, things you're gonna leave them there, right? You're going to cut, so for places, for example, this area, you're not going to use anymore. So you're going to plant the trees every few meters, here and there, bushes here and there, right? Okay? So the ones that are positive, all right? So you make a big space, right? That's for another subject, but anyways, for tree planting, right? Such as the best as possible for fruits, right? If you're moving out, we need for us to have bacteria in that area. And where it's not possible too many fruit trees, we're gonna put native trees. So make sure they're really far away from each other and keep going, right? So one more towards the right. So make a hole here, right? So you're moving. Already plant, and establish them. Before you demolish, for example, the last 2 buildings, everything else, the whole community was already planted, okay? All right, so you have to figure all this out, make plan, and have meetings. Remember that video I posted for department directors, right? They're the ones going to be in charge of main planning, such as building, when it's ready, when people going to move, where they're moving to. All this we have to do it, right? So who is negative already go to the desert. After that, who is available, right? So they're going to fill up everything on a Peace app, and the department director going to have a total. Okay, we have a total of 10, 20 negative families. Oh, we have a total of 10 or 20 families that are willing to go if it's needed, right? And they're going to have written their specialty. So when that's going to be demolished towards the road, so the road is towards that way, and this building demolished towards that road over there, everything here is already planted. They won't have this black top anymore. Okay, so we're going to focus the last 2 buildings where? Close to the street. Okay, so all the way closest to the street as possible for this community. So for example, Kingman Acres, all the way closest as possible to Grumman Road, and this one all the way as possible towards US 1, okay, for Harbor Cay community. You understand? So you're going to start from the back, demolish and plant, and take care. Or the last family is going to be, really more in charge. Okay? And if needed, they don't work outside. They're going to only work at their own community. So every community, such as this one, is a lot to be planted. So all these big, huge trees need to be cut down. We don't need very tall. Maybe you leave one or another because they're going to fall one day, right? If they're old, so they're going to fall one day. But not the supporter one. You leave them one alone. So for very tall pine trees, leave alone, because then they're going to fall. They have, such as other trees that have very soft wood, you leave them alone, cut all their things. The first strong wind going to come, they're going to fall, right? In a few years or so. So you have to make all this plan. Get the specialist people to do everything that's needed. And make a plan. Start from the back, Start moving people. The same as the rural areas. The same. You're going to start with the families all the way on the back. They plant, take care, plant, demolish, take care, plant, demolish, take care, right? And keep less families, keep moving, okay? All right. Of course, soon after all the negative families gone already to the deserts, okay? So as soon as the desert's going to have the option to have those families of different races, and then there they're going to go. So it's always going to be the following community available, right? We're going to send money, and people, they're going to be building, right? Okay, we're doing really great. We'll give more updates soon. Here's Gwen Ferreira from Florida. And Andrew and me are taking care of everything, and everything going to be really beautiful and special. We'll see you soon. Okay, so for the other thing, it's forbidden to have large trucks for moving because we don't need. So everybody can bring up to 2 bags with the main clothes they need, right? If they're getting airplane to somewhere, when this there, clothes gonna be there, towels, bed sheets, right? If they're moving close by, then it's different. They get a car, right? If they still have a car, and move. If they don't have and then as soon as they move, they're gonna leave their car at supermarket parking lots. No other places. Supermarket. We're gonna focus on that because supermarket, people gonna go every day, gonna be open for a long time, and after that will be the last parking lots to be closed. Everyone knows where supermarkets close by are. Okay, so we have to do that. It's very important. Okay, so and the other thing is that because malls, shopping centers, right? They're going to be closed down and be demolished as soon as possible, okay? So this is very important, okay? Take care. The other thing is I have sage, right? From my compost, from a seasoning. got from someone. All right, so I put the sage here. But look, marijuana, look like marijuana. You see here? All right, so the department director is gonna have 2 dogs, right? 2 separate couples gonna have 1 dog each, and they're gonna walk around everything. Every community gonna have 2 dogs. If they see anyone planting marijuana, they're in trouble. Okay, so there will be a place where people have to put marijuana gonna be burned. It's right there by the burner. They cannot put marijuana as compost, right? And any other drug, they need to be thrown away. Like people, you cannot use C vitamins or any of these things that they show online with any type of licit or illicit drugs, okay? All right, you already know what licit and illicit drugs are. They're drugs, okay? All right, so that's how you're gonna do, okay? So the dog's gonna pass. And we're also gonna have department directors from the high school, because we don't have city offices yet, right? Okay, so we are going to have those people and gonna be checking. They sign up, right, at the office. If anyone has that, whose fault it is? The department director didn't check. So the department director is gonna work at on property at all times, okay? So the dog come here, gonna see it's sage. All right, fine. If they find out it's something else, any drug of any type, they're in trouble. So it's life penalty. That's the only way for alcoholic drugs, for cocaine and marijuana and cigarettes and beers and wine, all these things. That's the only way, my friend. That's the only way. We have to be strong from the start out. Have to throw away, start running, start getting organized, eating healthy. You're going to be fine because everyone's going to be happy. Everyone's going to have their partners, everyone's going to make love, everyone's going to take sun, eat salads, be strong, take care of their plants, have fun with their children, teens. Don't have enough? Adopt more. Very easy. Get it done. Okay? All right? Because that's the only way. The 2 days cleanup is the cleanup for everything. All right? Everything that's not authorized. With the very few exceptions, but not for drugs. Okay? With the very few exceptions we talk about. All right, we're doing really great, and get ready and for our organization launching day. We see you soon. Other thing is that if you have a tray for a long time, even that you remodel this, right, from the previous week or so, what you're gonna do? You have to take them all out. Take the whole thing out, like this one here, you see? Take cut, right, where you think the root system is, in a reasonable way. Take everything out, right? Put here in the water, okay? Put here, gently to wait. And you're gonna do the same here, this part, and aerate and mix. And you're gonna mix whichever they need, more brown or more green material, right? So this, for example, don't have much mulch. This have more mulch. So what do you need in your mixture? So you're gonna remodel, scrape all the sides, aerate everything and plant it new. What you're gonna do? You can already start using the tray that you have and open them up, plant the most as you can with those. And you're gonna see if you have more containers that are empty, such as this one. I was just planting mint to show the kids how long it takes, right? But it's already there for a month. We don't need any more. So what you're gonna do? You show, explain, right? Because everyone's gonna have a little bit, just for people to get value to it, the children and everyone else of the family. All right, after they grow, you wait already, for 2 or 4 weeks, they already grew, no, not 2, sorry, 4 or 6 weeks. And they're gonna see that the time passed is still the same. 1 more week, still the same. 1 more week, still the same. 6 weeks after they grow, 4 weeks. Let's do like that, okay? So that's improvement. After they show up, keep 4 weeks. You're gonna see how hard it takes. It's gonna take 1 whole year. So we're not doing that. But it's important to show your students or your own children, right, at your own house. Okay, 4 weeks pass, you already talked to them. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna remodel the same thing. All the trays you have, you're gonna do this exact thing. All right? Exact thing. Remodel. Add what is needed, right? Which materials you have, and transplant. like this, far away from each other. All right? Okay, we're doing really great. And as soon as you know, you can go to places that used to use disposables, right? And go and ask for them. And people, restaurants, fast food that have them, if it's not styrofoam, they're going to recycle at other locations, right? They have to figure out. But if it's plastic, okay, so they are going to live outside their property with a brick on the top, something that won't, and the families go and get in a reasonable amount for it. You're not going, if you see 20 or 40 or 200 or 400, you're going to be reasonable, get a little bit. Next week you go and get a little more if it's available, all right? Okay, doing really great. Here I'm going to show, remember last week we harvested a lot of watermelon cantaloupe sprouts, so you can wait a little bit to see if any other sprout during the week. Get them, eat in your salad, and use the whole soil to plant using new. So see, here's a lot of eggshells, okay, that I already used at the compost, so they're fine. I'm gonna add more soil from this container into here, all right? So you're just gonna see what the best you can do, the time you have, right? And if you have your stand, make sure you have the stand on the sun the whole time if you need sun, or in a shade, right? You can move a little bit. But some picnic tables, better don't move them too much, right? During this time, because we're gonna transfer every picnic table and be transferred to other locations as families gonna be moving those boards, right? Whichever they are, and those picnic tables, gonna be going with them. Those are okay to move properly, but everything else gonna stay right at the location, okay? All right, then if it's too demolished, then it's different. Take the furniture out, and people are gonna be picking them up with trucks, right? And bring them to more further from the continents, right? So I already said, we're gonna take first the windows out, and then we're gonna take the whichever it is, the roof, right? The carpet and everything, you know, all the glasses. Metal frames, you know, from the stairs, from the porch, whichever it is, we have to do that, okay? Because to be available to demolish, going to be only concrete. We are not leaving anything else. Not pipes. We're going to take electric cords. We're not leaving all these things. Only concrete, okay? Such as AC inside, AC outside, the tubulation for the central AC. Everything needs to be taken out. Light bulbs, the whole electric cords, roofs, because some roofs is not really concrete, right? So if they have such as clay tiles for roof, then it's okay, you just put them out, right? But if it's anything to be recycled or whichever it is, you're gonna be doing them, all right? Get really organized and ready. Okay. So basically it's that, right? For you to be really organized. The other thing is gonna get all the big trees and turn them into mulch. So the little small tractor is gonna be passing here. Go, come back, go, come back. So what you have mulch, put mulch in. You have green materials, put them in. You have to see what your soil has and to prepare everything that is needed, okay? So you get ready. So the small tractors gonna go in small locations. They go, come back, prepare. And the 10 department director couples gonna work at there. They're gonna stay until the end. They get that point, right? They're gonna stay until the end, and they will get their points. And you know, everybody gonna be leaving, right? Okay. So if it's for the 10 department directors, the community gonna choose, and also the best, of course, the best people, and also for those that have capacities to do those things, make plan when gonna be demolished, when gonna be taking the glasses. So we need different people with different capacities to be in charge of those places. All right, let's get ready. And of course, if someone needs to get a job in another location, needs to be replaced before they leave, and all these details, okay? All right, get ready. Okay, the other thing, it's very important for you to see what's the most sustainable for each tray you have. So for example, here you just have a few holes, so make a hole. But this is a new tray, you know, the one that I'm preparing. So you see, you already have, make the rows, and then you're gonna put many, and then cover up many, such as 4 or so, whichever you're doing, okay? All right, so make another one, and then afterwards, you can plant some in between if you don't have too many trays, right? After you close, the other ones are here and here. Between, get another species and keep using the best as possible trays. As soon as they're not crumble up, they're gonna have more space and grow more during that week. All right, get ready. Hi everyone. So if your container fit only 3, you know, such as 9 here, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. But if you have too many pack up like that, they cannot grow much anymore, right? So come here and transplant a few more, whichever is possible, okay? Do it over here, the best as possible, because when you're going to transplant, as soon as you have more containers, in 1 or 2 weeks, whichever it is, you're just going to cut them around with a spoon, right? Because it's forbidden to use knives outside, right? You're going to cut them around, trim them around with the root system, and put in a container of 10 centimeters tall. All right? Okay. And if you have a plant that is doing good, you're waiting for the cuttings. If you don't have many containers, wait. If you have more containers, go ahead, already cut them, put in water or not, depends what the plant it is. All right? And just get always the bottom, right? Because that will make the plant to grow, and you want that, because then with water, without water, if you're gonna plant them straight, you know, you're gonna already don't have leaves, but more on the top, okay? Because more leaves they have, better with this will be for photosynthesis. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast, right? But it's so much to cover, and also work myself if things needed. All right, take care. We'll see you soon. Another thing, when you get your seedlings, if you get a lot of root system like this one here, keep the soil. That soil is good, right? So keep the soil when you're going to transplant your container. If the seed is just a little bit, so it doesn't matter. Don't keep that soil and put in a good soil, right? Okay, and make sure to improve any pot that you don't have many leaves or many roots with the brown or green material. All right, very good. Keep going.